my fellow readers. In this video I'm going to talk about the light novel The White Cat's Revenge as Plotted from the Dragon King's Lap by Kureha, and illustrations are by Yamigo, and this is specifically volume 1, but oh man, did I enjoyed this. This was my most recent light novel read, and I'll read the back and then I'll get into more details, because I should see what this says about it first, and then I always love to give my opinion. But this says, 19-year-old Ruri Murakawa gets the shock of her life when she's summoned to another world. However, it turns out they didn't want her. They were after her annoying friend, Asahi Shinomiya, who came along for the ride. When the king decides to get rid of Ruri by dumping her in a perilous forest, revenge is all she thinks about. But Ruri finds a mystical bracelet that turns her into a little white cat, and the ruler of the nation of the Dragon King takes a liking to her. Forced to hide her human origin, Ruri plots her revenge from the Dragon King's lap. Not really as exciting or well as I would have told it, but sure. Also, Ruri and Asahi are not the only two that are pulled into that world. I'm pretty sure there's at least one, like a third friend that gets pulled into it. In fact, I'm like positive, because when they arrive in that world, the prince is immediately drawn to Asahi. But here's the thing. When we get introduced to the story, they're told that there's this prophecy going around where this priestess, whatever it is, will arrive, and she'll have different colored eyes and hair than what the normal world has. Ruri's been dealing with issues in the past. Also, I don't think she's 19 when they get sent there. I think she's only like 16 or 17, and she spends like 2 years there before she meets the Dragon King. That's a whole other thing, because they're like at school. Ruri did not have the best life in the past world. Asahi won't leave her alone, but also because like she's there, everybody always attacks Ruri for whatever reason. And Asahi started to assume the coloring, like she's just very spoiled and annoying, but she started to assume the coloring of Ruri. Ruri was born with unusual coloring for, well, especially for a Japanese girl. So she's blonde and blue-eyed. She has like platinum hair and blue eyes. Whereas Ruri didn't, or whereas Asahi didn't. Asahi had more brown hair, brown eyes, standard. She wanted the coloring of Ruri, so she started dyeing her hair and wearing color contacts. So when they're transported to the other world, Ruri is wearing color contacts to make her eyes brown and wig to have her hair brown, whereas Asahi has bleached her hair out to be blonder and is wearing color contacts to be blue-eyed. So the perception from these people, and there's more to that too that I don't necessarily want to go away with, but what we're assuming at the beginning is that the perception of these people is that Asahi must be the princess priestess because she has these different colored hair and eyes, even though she's technically lying about the way that she looks. Meanwhile, there's a third girl there that also has brown hair and brown eyes, and I don't remember if that friend is ever named. But regardless, as Ruri's luck goes, the other friend, the third friend, conspires against Ruri and says that Ruri was threatening the life of Asahi. So they come to arrest Ruri, but instead of going through a trial, they don't want Asahi to know, because Asahi will protect Ruri. For as annoying as she is, she does really like Ruri. So instead of dealing with a trial or anything, they just beat her and abandoned her in the forest. So there's Ruri alone and abandoned. She gets taken in by Chelsea, who is an older woman who lives in the Dragon Knight's kingdom. Or Dragon Lord's kingdom? Dragon King's kingdom. There's too many similar names. So the Dragon King's kingdom. She takes Ruri in, we do find out that there's actually another party involved in that whole thing, because Chelsea has a grandson, and her grandson is a spy for the Dragon King. So he was watching I think it's Nadasha. He was watching that kingdom and saw what they did to Rory. So he sent a message to his grandmother that was like, hey, can you check on this girl? And so then Chelsea brings Rory in. And that's why I said I think it's like 2 years that she was living and learning with Chelsea, because she had to like start studying the language, which she still doesn't have a great grasp over the written language, but she started practicing their language, starts developing special talents and abilities. She can talk to I don't remember what they call them, the little sprite type people, little spirits, but you can sort of see the little spirits. So she can talk to the spirits, and the spirits do a lot of the work. Like even though there's magic, a lot of that works with the little spirits. It's not just like the individuals making that happen, although I think Rory has a lot of abilities herself. There's a lot of learning and development that Rory's going through before she finally meets the Dragon King. So she's living and studying with Chelsea for a couple of years and meets the Guardian of Time or something. What is she? Lydia, the Spirit of Time and Space. So she actually ends up meeting her, and they become friends, and like you can create this like pocket of space, and for Rory, she can go into that pocket, and then that's when she meets Lydia, and then they become friends. And it's in her interactions with Lydia that she finds the special gold bracelet. And when she puts the gold bracelet on, she can become a cat. And so at that time, Chelsea discovered her and was like, oh, look at this cute little cat. And then Rory can mind speak. So she sent her message like, it's me. And removes the bracelet and goes back to her human form. So again, time passes with that whole thing. And then finally, Chelsea is like, I think you should go to the city and discover what you want to do. Like, you can stay living with me if you want. If you want to come back and live here, that's fine. Or if there's work that you find in the city, you can do it there, and just all these arrangements. And I think she wanted her to meet the Dragon King. I'm pretty sure. Because I think they're hoping that Rory is the priestess princess of prophecy. It's too many P's. And that she'll be on their side and help their kingdom. But there's a whole other like piece to that story that doesn't get revealed to the end, and I'm not going to give it away. So anyway, she sends her into the main city, capital city of the Dragon King. So she goes there, and I think she's sent specifically to Chelsea's son, who is the father of Joshua. And on her way there, I think she buys something, she sells something and ends up attracting some thieves, some ne'er-do-wells. And they chase after her. And the first time she is rescued by a gentleman in black, like he's all in black. And he scares them off. And she's scared of this guy and runs away because he's all like hidden. So she thinks, oh, it must be somebody else bad. So she takes off. She thinks she's okay for a little bit, but then is seen by those same people again, if I remember, or maybe it's somebody different. I don't know. I think it's the same people. And they chase after her again, and she hides by becoming the cat. And I don't remember why she stays the cat at that point. But she runs off, and then she finds, I can't remember his name, but Chelsea's son's house. And he was expecting her, but he didn't expect her to be a cat. And then he talks down about humans and how he was glad that she wasn't a human, because humans who have that kind of power are more likely to like manipulate things and do bad things. So then she's like, well, I probably shouldn't reveal myself. So that's why she stays hidden as a cat, and she thinks she's going to be unwanted as a human. So she hides who she is, gets to meet the Dragon King, who she thinks is really hot, and she likes him a lot. And he really likes cute, cuddly, fluffy things and is so happy that she's an intelligent cat because, like I said, she can mind speak, so she does talk to everybody, but it's all through their minds. And he just asks her a lot of cute questions because I guess normally like animals run away from him because of his power, and I guess just his scent as a dragonkin, which means like he's part dragon. So they run away from it. I don't know how he's part dragon. I don't understand how that works either. Like, he looks like he's human, but I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, he asks her lots of cute, like, permission, like, can he pet her? And can he touch her paws? But then before we know it, he's also like, sleep in my bed with me. And there's a lot of awkwardness because she's a cat, but she's not really a cat. And she keeps trying to say, like, I'm not a normal cat. It's so bizarre. So part of this one, I'm kind of waiting to see, like, when will she reveal to them that she's not a cat? And, like, Joshua knows she's not a cat because he comes back into the picture. But she convinces him not to say anything. And, of course, Chelsea is going to know that she's not a cat. But she keeps trying to hide that fact. And then the main other part of it is she overhears that Nadasha, that other kingdom, is going to try to start a war with the Dragon King's kingdom. So she tries to go and stop Asahi and be like, hey, you got to tell them not to go to war. This isn't good for anyone. But her friend's an idiot. So it was just good. It was good. I really enjoyed it. There's more that happens, of course, after that. You have to see the aftermath of all of that. But I am looking forward to seeing when truths are revealed and how relationships will develop after that. But in general, I think this is a good fantasy tale. I'm liking it. It was good. I had a good time with it. Really cute cover. I picked these up a while ago. I know it was in one of my book hauls, maybe like a summer haul or something. So I have many more volumes to read. I think I have at least 5 of them. And now I look forward to reading them. Like, I thought this looked cute, but it literally is. Like, it's just a nice, charming read that I had a really good time with. And there you go. We'll see if she gets her revenge. That's it for this video. Until next time. Bye.